Guys, we're gonna do lasagna in under half an hour. This is a beautiful vegetable spring summer lasagna. It's gonna blow you away. We've got some asparagus, 2 bunches, about 700 grams. I'm gonna give this a wash first. You take the tips off of these, push that to one side and forget about it for the moment. Then I'm just gonna kind of slice these big bunches up, right? And this is gonna go in the base of our lasagna filling. So in this pan here that is heating up, olive oil goes in, about 4 or 5 tablespoons. We go straight in with the stalks. They're gonna go sweet and creamy and delicious. Toss that up. Next thing, spring onions. Get rid of those ends. And if you need to peel them back, just pull them back like that. The rest are pretty good. I'm just gonna slice these up. We need a pinch of salt going in there and a little bit of pepper. Nice. I want 6 cloves of garlic. Now we're starting to bring flavour into this story. We're using anchovies. Little tin, put some of the oil in, and about 4 or 5 anchovy fillets go in. If you're veggie, just leave them out. You will never ever taste fish or anchovies, right? Trust me. It will disintegrate and melt into just like a big punch of flavour. The zest of half a lemon will just give an elegance to it. Put a little splash of water in, just so it's softening everything nicely. Just a little splash there. It's on full whack. I'm just gonna let this sweat off. Add to this 500 grams of frozen peas. And then this is 300 grams of broad beans going in. So mix that up. A nice big handful of lovely fresh mint. Just chop it up. We're also gonna go in with 300 millilitres of single cream. I'm gonna add about 300 mils of chicken stock. You can keep it veggie by all means. I'm using chicken stock because I'm not a veggie and it will give a little bit more flavour. Let that come to the boil. Perfect. I'm using cottage cheese, which of course is not Italian, but it does have that meltability of mozzarella. And then the slushy bit of the cheese has that lovely creaminess, which is kind of similar to a bechamel. Just stir that in, get a little masher and just mash through it. It gives it a bit of a texture, so it goes a little bit thicker. I've got a nice roasting tray on a medium heat. I want to take 1/4 of this filling and put it in this tray. Then I'm going to use lasagna sheets. I'm going to put a nice layer there. Get your Parmesan, give it a good grating all over. Put your filling on top of your pasta like that. About 3 ladles per layer. Let's get that last little bit in there like that. And then a nice generous cheese portion. And then all I would say, just add a little bit of water, just here and there, just to make sure that it's really bubbling around the sides of the pasta. And of course, what's gonna happen in the grill, and now I'm gonna turn this on full whack now, so we're getting some ferocious heat going. What's gonna happen is it will suck up all of that excess moisture and just be dense and sort of gorgeous. So the last 3 bits of lasagna go in. A nice little trick here, I've got the cottage cheese going in. I just wanna let that down with a tiny little bit of water. And this is our final layer, okay? So we're gonna just pour that cottage cheese, let down in the middle, right? We haven't got to make any bechamel, just move this in and around. It's boiling, it's blipping, you know, the pasta sheets are sucking up all of that lovely minty sort of, you know, cheesy, gorgeous juice. Put a nice layer of Parmesan on the last bit. Just get your asparagus tips here, just drizzle them with some olive oil. Get a little bit of thyme. And of course, a little pinch of salt, otherwise it's going to be bland. And then just put the whole of these asparagus on the top. Just bring that to a final boil, then we take it out, we turn it off, and we put it under the grill to gratinate. Yes! There you go. Look at that colour. You know, you can see that kind of cream cheese has gone oozy and melty and cloddy. Beautiful homemade lasagna in half an hour. Happy days. So lovely people, here we are on the top of a hill in Naples. Now we're gonna make the most famous pizza in the world, the Pizza Margherita, named after the Queen.
Yeah, of Italy.
Yes. This Moorish margherita boasts sweet tomatoes, creamy mozzarella, and fragrant basil. Believe me, this could be the best pizza you ever make. Every amazing pizza starts life with an incredible dough. So 1 litre of water goes in, not freezing, not warm, from the tap cold. To make 8 to 10 pizzas for a family cook-up, dissolve 10 grams of salt in the water. Then add 1.8 kilos of fine Italian 00 flour and some fresh yeast. I'm gonna put into here 5 grams of yeast. Give it a really good mix and get kneading until the dough becomes elastic and springy. This should take about 10 minutes. Here, let me take over.
Yeah, you take over. I've got to hold it. Thank God for that. Yeah, it's stronger than me.
You've got to help
anyway.
the old man, do you know what I mean? I'm just pulling it back and just tucking it in, and I'm kind of pushing it in with my heel and bringing it back like that. Look, there's no right or wrong. You can keep moving it. As long as you're stretching the dough, that's the only thing that matters. Look at that. So, a lovely dough. Let your dough relax for about an hour, then simply divide it into 10 equal pieces, around about the size of a cricket ball. You can see how alive this dough is, because as soon as I put it down, see how it moves, right? And that's just the elasticity of the gluten, because we've worked it. The dough needs about 6 hours to prove in a fridge or a cool place. Even better, make it the day before and leave it overnight. Next, onto the base. Just use your fingers to shape it. Now, when it comes to the ingredients, tinned tomatoes are really, really important. So just really nice organic plum tomatoes, scrunched up with your bare hands. They're not cooked, no garlic, no herbs. So simple, so simple. We're gonna go 4 tablespoons specifically of the fantastic tomatoes.
Wow.
A little bit of salt goes on top of the tomato. And then Gennaro's gonna add 80 grams of cow's mozzarella. So the buffalo mozzarella is beautiful, but it's too wet for the classic margherita.
Yes, it is.
And then on top of that, we'll put 5 or 6 beautiful leaves of torn basil. Then a little Parmigiano Reggiano. And then a nice little drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. Over it goes, look at that. Slide it onto a floured board, jiggle it about to stop it sticking, and get it into the oven. If you're cooking in a normal oven at home, add it to a floured baking tray or pizza stone at the bottom of the oven. This is about 400 degrees Celsius, right? So at home, you'll probably only get to 260 degrees. So it will take about 7 minutes at home, about 3.5 minutes here. Ah, look at that. There you go, my friend. Pizza margherita, delicious flavour. That cheese is delicious. The tomatoes are so sweet. The basil's got such perfume, and you've got that lovely sort of crisp but spongy dough. In a way, it's a lesson on simplicity, isn't it? You've got to get that absolutely right.
I just love it. Pizza margherita above Naples. If somebody else make it better,
I don't want to know. So I want to show you the most beautiful halloumi skewers. They're so tasty, they look really impressive. It makes the most wonderful starter or lunch or dinner, and it's going to be a thing of beauty. So I'm taking inspiration from Greece. So I'm thinking about all those kind of iconic flavors from the halloumi, parsley, lemon, olive oil, garlic, but peaches. Stone fruit and halloumi are like really, really good friends. Peaches, nectarines, apricots, so good. So first up, let's get a marinade happening. To do that, I need a large bowl. I'm going to take a little fine grater, or the fine side of a box grater. Get yourself a little bit of garlic, just a couple of cloves, and that will be the base of our marinade. Now, you really don't need much to make all the difference, so just rub that like that. Then we're going to get the lemon and take the lemon zest, just the lemon zest, not the white part. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get our knife, get that lovely peach here, run it around the stone very carefully, and then you want nice ripe ones. So we're just gonna little twist and out it comes, okay? And I'm just gonna knock these into quarters, like so. So on this stone, I'll just put that in like that, and again, twist it. So you can see you've got the traditional orange peach here, and then here, we've got a white peach. And then, last but not least, take 1/4 of this peach and grate that as well. Why do you do that? Because you're kind of creating like a little glaze, a little kind of natural marmalade, right? It's just grated fruit, you can see it there. And then when we take the lemon juice into there and the olive oil. This will make the most brilliant marinade. So you want about 4 tablespoons of nice extra virgin olive oil. We'll have the juice of a lemon going in. Just catch the pips if there are any in your fingers. And pepper. And then the herb is oregano. Look at that. They literally just cut it, dry it, and then all you have to do is put it in your hand and do that, and it will fall out. The flavour from oregano is phenomenal. So look, now mix it up. Lovely. Let's get on the halloumi. Now look, the halloumi we're going to cut into 4 nice chunks, okay? But I do want to achieve some texture, so I'm going to cheat by little scores, about 1/2 centimetre deep. Go one way, then go the other way, right? And then do it on the other side. So just cut it into quarters, give or take, maybe 1/6, like that. Yeah, that'll be it, 6 parts. So that goes into here, and let's do the same here. Nice confident chunks, like that. Now, we're gonna do the same with bread. Get yourself some nice bread, get a serrated knife, and cut the bread into the same size chunk as the peaches and the halloumi. And then bread goes in, and this is how you do it. Now look, you can have all kinds of fun with this. You can change up the bread. You can introduce things like smoky bacon into it, little rashers if you wanted to. This marinade will go into the cheese, it will go into the bread, and as it toasts on the barbecue, it's gonna be amazing. We'll start with the bread, then the peach. Try and put it through secure. You can see how there's a little bit of a harmony in size. And then back to the bread again. What's really nice is like the bread will crispen up, but it will absorb flavour from the fruit and the cheese. So there we go. 4 lovely skewers, all racked up. Now we'll take these over to the barbecue. It's on like a kind of medium low temperature. It's been scrubbed here, and just keep an eye on it now. Twiddle it. You want it to be golden. You want the peaches to sort of get charred up nicely. It's gonna taste amazing. All right, I'll have a little clean down and let's serve these up. And now it's time to serve up these incredible little skewers. Absolutely brilliant. So what I love to do now is just get some parsley. You dress it, you know, with lemon juice. So got the parsley leaves around. We've got these incredible pistachio nuts, which are just beautiful. Honey, you know, classic Greek flavors, and that sweetness with the saltiness of the halloumi. And if you've got some people that love food and want to try something different, then that, my friends, that's one for you. Gonna be a mouthful of heaven. Enough talking, let's just do it. The peaches, they're so juicy, more juicy than normal because the heat has sort of started breaking them down. And the halloumi's sort of so weirdly beautiful, like it's soft, it's crisp, and then it's a bit squeaky. Do you know, it's a bit squeaky, but it makes you chew, and then when you chew, you taste more. Really nice flavors. Let's have a little bit of toasty bread. But that, my friends, is beautiful. Oh, like a Barbie. Have a go. So this, my friends, is a vegetarian sausage roll. It's gorgeous. Puff pastry, beautiful roasted squash, chestnuts, cheese, and beautiful sour cranberries. Unbelievable. So while I'm here in my test kitchen, I want to show you how to do it. Go to the supermarket and buy all butter puff pastry. Sometimes you can't get into it very easily, but just struggle like I did. If you were vegan, there is vegan puff pastry out there. Let's egg wash it up. If you're a builder and you're doing some tiling, I'm putting the plaster on, right? So this is what it's all gonna stick to. Again, if you're vegan, just use some almond milk to do that. Take some vac-packed chestnuts. They're already cooked. You can get them in all the supermarkets and just crush them in your hands. Some of it's big chunks, which will give you the texture and that nuttiness. Some of it almost kind of disintegrates into a flour, which gives you that incredible sweetness that's undeniable. Some cranberries. You could use any of those lovely dried fruits. Gorgeous. What I've done is I've roasted a whole butternut squash in the oven, skin on. I prepare at 0, just throw it in, bake the hell out of it. Hour and a half, 2 hours, who cares? What you'll end up with is the most delicious, sort of tasty, cooked squash. Now you can then turn that into a soup. You can turn that, you know, torn up into a salad and make a delicious salad. You can turn that into a pasta sauce, into a risotto. Unbelievable. And in this case, I'm going to use it to really be the body of this vegetarian sausage roll. Now, what's nice about baking the squash like that is it concentrates the flavour to make it utterly delicious. Flatten it out a little bit, season with salt and pepper, and then take a cheddar or a nice Lancashire cheese or any cheese that you love. This is the fun bit, guys. Just take a little bit of the pastry like this, and we're going to roll it up. My kids just love doing this. So easy. Roll, 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 roll. Look at that. How exciting is this, right? Just grab yourself a bit of greaseproof paper if you like, get yourself a knife, cut it in half, cut it in quarters, and then I'll go for about 3 out of each. Very straightforward. Doesn't matter if you're not perfect. Look at that. Come and have a look at this. What you have is this amazing little Swiss roll of chestnuts, cheese, squash, and the beautiful sweet cranberries. Amazing. So on a tray they'll go. They will expand a bit, so they'll kind of cook into each other. This will put smiles on people's faces. You can egg wash them if you like. And that, my friends, is a brilliant veggie sausage roll. It's a really nice thing to do to pair up next to your sausage roll. It kind of eats in a similar way. It's as Moorish and as gorgeous in a similar way. In the oven for about 30-35 minutes at 180 until golden, crispy and delicious. Look at that, come on. And you can see these are really crisp now. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that. That's tasty bits right there. Mega flavour. Right, let's have a little try. You just get a proper mouthful of heaven. The sweetness and the nuttiness of the squash, the pops of the sweet cranberry, and the nuttiness from the chestnut, delicious. And I reckon with a little chili jam, perfection. So guys, if you're a vegetarian, beautiful. And guys, if you're a meat eater, beautiful. What are you waiting for? Get amongst it, get involved, and make your very own at home.